So welcome back students, and this is the continuation of the first video, and I hope that you all have gone through my first video on reflection from the unit coordinate geometry, and on that you have learned about axis, coordinates, abscissa, ordinates, and you have learned the reflection of point P on x-axis, on y-axis. Now here, as you can see, we'll continue with the same topic, but here we'll learn about the reflection of point P on x-axis. But before that, a small thing I would like to remind you. Point P for x-coordinate, y-coordinate was reflected on y-axis, and we have got the P dash -4, 3. It was a reflection of point P on y-axis. Now we are going to know about reflection of point P on x-axis. Point P 4, 3. The same distance 4 from point 4, 1, 2, 3. -1, -2, -3. Okay. And here we will get P double dash. The x coordinate is +4 and here y coordinate is -3. So students, you can see when the point P 4, 3 is reflected on y-axis, the x coordinate sign is changing, but when it is reflected on x-axis, the y coordinate sign is changing. So this is the way we are going to proceed further on this chapter, reflection. So we can see that when the point P is reflected on x-axis and the coordinates x-axis and y-axis is given. Point P reflected on x-axis with coordinates x and y is reflected on x-axis. So whose sign changes? The y coordinate sign is changing. Similarly, when the point P is reflected on y-axis, x coordinate sign is changing. Earlier it was +x and +y. Now it is -x and +y. When the point P is reflected on the origin, the point 0, 0, then the coordinates, both the coordinate sign is changing. So this is one of the important part which you have to remember in this reflection. So let us see one example. Here the point P -3, 4 is reflected on y-axis. It is reflected on x-axis. So what we see here, that when the point is reflected on x-axis, the y coordinate sign changes. So similarly, -3 is the coordinate x coordinate. It remains as it is, but 4, which is on the y coordinate, it changes its sign. It becomes -4. Similarly, when the point P is reflected on y-axis and the coordinates are -3, 4. So here the x coordinate sign changes and it becomes 3, 4. -3 becomes +3 and the reflected point is 3, 4. And when the point P is reflected on origin, coordinates 3, -3, 4. Here both x-axis and y-axis coordinate changes. So 3, -4. And the last one, the invariant point. The invariant point. Now what is invariant point? Suppose the point P is reflected, and the image form and its coordinates remains the same. Image form coordinate remains the same. Then the point P is called the invariant point. To make it more clear, To make it more clear, I am drawing a small coordinate axis. To show the point P as the invariant point, the point P is lying on the x-axis, and if this point P is reflected on x-axis, point P lies on x-axis, point P reflected on x-axis, then the point P is invariant point. See here, when point P is reflected on x-axis, the image form will be here only, P dash x comma y. So such points are called the invariant points. So we have learned four things: point P reflected on the y-axis, point P reflected on x-axis, point P reflected on origin, and point P, the invariant point, which is reflected in the invariant point. So students, these are the basic things on the chapter reflection, which you have to use and to solve the different questions related to the reflection chapter, and which will be important for your board exam. So in the next video we'll learn the using of graph paper and to find the location of the point which is given. So till then, thank you students and have a good day.